Hello, I'm Fencka and welcome to another part of Let's Play Expeditions Viking. In the previous part, we managed to defeat the raiders that were coming from the north and south, but while we are defending the village, the leader of the raiders managed to sneak through our defenses to the east and is now standing in front of the longhouse, and we have to kill him. And this is quite a tough fight. Here I'll use the experience what I learned during my test run, because coming to the longhouse from this side was always a big problem, and I lost pretty much every single time that I tried to attack them from this side. But coming from the other side was much easier, and it should be possible to get all the way down here and have some obstacles in between us and the Gunarr the Peaceful. That's the leader of the raiders. And like that, we should be able to slow them down and get some shots on them before they get in melee range. So hopefully this strategy works and we'll be able to win this. Here, this is where we want to start. Okay, and we have to stay as far away from them as possible until we get into position. And this is the problem that I have with this game. I just have to hope that the fight starts while people are in decent position, and I can't really do anything about this. I can maybe position the main hero somewhere where it's not too bad, but the other three, they just move wherever they want. And, well, just have to hope that this is good enough. You're halted in your tracks by an apparition. Outside your longhouse stands a man who almost defies description. He is a giant. His fur-lined shirt is barely capable of confining his bulging muscles. He is holding a weapon in each hand, and his stance calls to mind a bull in the heat. By far, his most outstanding feature, however, is his beard. It's the sort of beard you might expect to find adorning the face of a Jotun. It looks like a bear crawled into his chin and died. The giant's attention is not on you. Two of his raiders appear out of your longhouse, each carrying a large sack of what you must assume to be your possessions. Well, just an old woman and weakling, they offered no resistance. The giant frowned. I trust you didn't harm them. Not a hair out of place on either of their heads, Gunarr, just as you said. Okay. I think I'll just attack. I'm not sure if it makes any difference to try to talk to them first. But my guess would be, if I try to talk to them first, they may move first, and if I attack, then we move first. That's the only difference there can be, because we can't avoid this fight. So I'll just attack immediately. Now there's Tail going first. Look at that. Bam.
This looks like a wonderful place for a nap.
And it's pretty much over already. I don't need to take a step back. What I need is to knock him back, and I can't do it. could try. Let's get the cover here. And hopefully somehow survive this. That's fine, it's not too much damage. Oh, this is worse, but we should be able to take this guy out. Okay. Good. It's important that he didn't block the shot. So now we have one... Oh, we don't have another shot. No! I can't even move anymore. Damn, I was hoping that we'll have a shot here. Crap. Well, I have to stun him again. If he can kill him on this turn, we should be able to win the fight. I'll activate extend for this. Or actually, wait. Let's don't have enough damage. No, this is not enough for a kill. And the problem is, this guy has how is it called? Interrupt active. And if I moved, then the interrupt will trigger most likely. Or if I do it this way, move into cover, then maybe it'll still be fine. Let's... Nah, this was a mistake. It shouldn't be a kill. Good. Okay, now we are all in cover. Not sure how to do it now. Maybe what I can do is send a slifer forward. Oh, he still had interrupt active. I completely missed that.
I see you know how to use that.
Okay. Well, he won't be able to shoot, so that's good, but he switches his weapon and most likely kills a slifer, or not kills, but will be an injury for a slifer. Let's see. Oh, that's not too bad.
You're gonna pay for that!
Somehow managed to win this, even though they moved first, and we are fighting 3v3. A light puncture. Okay, I'll be able to heal that later. It's actually a pretty good outcome. When they killed him on the first turn, I thought that we are dead in 2 turns. Good. Gunarr fights with the strength of 3 men, but eventually he falls, as all men do. While you pause to get your breath, the giant pulls himself up onto his knees. His voice booms despite his injuries. Well, that was rousing. It's been a very, very long time since I met anyone who could match me in a battle. He shakes his head and grins. I didn't expect to find such strong warriors here in this tiny village. I thought you unprotected. I see that I was wrong. I know when I'm beaten, I surrender. Kettle places a hand on your shoulder. We shouldn't kill him, at least not yet. We might be able to get something useful out of him when the dust has settled. Find a safe place to lock him up and don't leave him unattended. Kettle fetches a few more of your clansmen and they tie Gunarr up with enough knots to pacify a frenzied bull. The huge man makes no effort to resist and they take him away. Okay, so our clan now really likes us. We can check our reputation here. So far we know only about our clan and about Rybe. We only know that Rybe exists. We'll get there later, so that's why we are neutral to them. And here's one thing that is probably the biggest problem of this game, because there is a timer. We have to pretty much build up our village in a certain amount of time. We'll get to that a bit later. Why is that? And if we don't make it, we'll lose. So, from what I read on forums, most people were complaining that the game is just forcing you to play the most effective way and you don't have time to really explore or play the way you want. But, well, I guess I'll just try to play my way and see how bad the timer is. It wouldn't be the first time that I read some complaints about game being too restrictive or too difficult, and in the end I wouldn't even notice timers or something, but who knows. From what I've read, this is a big problem of the game, so I'm just explaining what the timer here is, or the timeline is. But, well, just started, so probably don't have to think about it yet. We have some corpses to loot. Empty corpses, it seems. Come on, we need a good bow. No, just some valuables. Check on Astrid and Rurik. Yeah, they were inside the longhouse, so let's make sure that everyone is fine. Where is Rurik? Here, okay. So we have to talk to our mother. Rurik cracks the door open, holding a knife behind his back. Seeing your face, he steps away from the door and lets you in. You're alive. Your mother grasps both your arms as though to make sure they are still firmly attached. And you are in one piece. Oh, thanks the spirits. Are you both unscathed? We are fine. 2 of those brutes came in here and pilfered the silverware, but they didn't harm us. I don't want to be too hard on our brother because, well, he's not the warrior type. Let's maybe go with the other option. It's good you offered no resistance, they knew how to fight. Rurik shakes his head and sighs deeply. If I were more like you, I could have stopped them. Your mother puts a hand on Rurik's shoulder and he places his hand on hers. Don't trouble yourself. Tell me what happened outside. Is everyone safe? We beat the raiders and we've captured their leader. Astrid pulls you in warm embrace. I'm so proud of you. You truly are your father's son. Something is amiss. Why were the beacons not lit in warning? And the timing is so very convenient for our enemies. Perhaps you should talk to the giant. Now that he is at our mercy, he'll let them hear. He must be able to tell us why. Okay. See what you can find out. I have Rurik here to help me clean up the mess. Can we maybe get something for ourselves? Maybe they left something behind. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, here. By the way, what is this? And this is the active quest. I don't know why we are not tracking it. Okay. Someone has tied Gunarr to a pole in the middle of an animal pen. He must have been standing in the mud for at least 3 hours. Yet he stands straight and looks you in the eyes when you approach him. Had a nice night? I've had less charming bedmates. Ha. Well, okay. The huge man pauses for a moment to adjust his weight against the pole. We didn't have a chance to get properly introduced. I'm called Gunarr the Peaceful. I'm an Ulfhedin from Westfold in the north. I assume you are the Thane of this village? I'm Akredon, son of Alfgar, and I'm indeed the Thane here. Tell me, Akredon, son of Alfgar, I'm still alive. I can offer you a way out of this, depending on how you answer my next question. I'll make my word count, Thane. Why did you attack my village? Your defenses are weak. No palisades, the barest excuse for earthworks. You are a tempting target. You want me to believe you sailed down from Kaupang to steal my mother's jewelry? The giant shrugs, emotion not unlike an oak bending in a gale. Your village lies along a major trade route. I assume you would be wealthy. And how is it the beacons were not lit? Perhaps the watchmen were doing a shit job of keeping watch. In their defense, we are being very quiet. Okay. I don't want to try the first option yet because, well, since it's hard, it probably won't work. We can maybe try this. I know you're lying, so I'll make you an offer. Reveal who sent you here, and I swear you will go free. The Ulfhedin regards you through squinted eyes. You swear it? What is such an oath worth to me? Then he nods. Well, alright, I accept your offer. I met Skula Skullcleaver in Orkneor, and he swore your village was worthwhile target, wealthier than the Painted Ones, and far less fierce. He was either lying or mistaken. What is Orkneor? A smile creeps across Gunnar's lips, and he leans forward slightly. You have heard stories of the islands to the west across the sea. Orkneor are the northernmost of those islands. Many Northmen have come to take land from the tribes that live there. There are stories of a great kingdom to the south, with great concentrations of wealth and little in the way of defenses. We never made it that far south. Perhaps I'll return to those islands and explore further in the future. Who are the Painted Ones? They are the tribes who live in the north on the islands across the sea. They are called the Picts. Their weapons are poor and their homes are primitive by our standards, but they fight fiercely and they live in harsh conditions. All in all, they are not a worthwhile target for raids, but their lands are fertile, and so far we have been able to keep them in check. You better be telling the truth. I'll be back when I decide what to do next. Don't forget your oath, Thane Akredon. I'll be waiting my release. Well, we'll see about that. When playing as a Viking, I should keep my word. Don't think that Viking leader can afford to break an oath. I should have seen the connection. Yeah. Thane Skula mentioned his ties to Kaupang at the feast, and here is a group of Northmen attacking us out of the blue. What does he stand to gain from this? He must intend to weaken us ahead of the next outing. Do you believe he's really been to the Isles across the sea and Gunarr as well? Could be. He said they crossed far north and found only tribes. But if the stories of larger kingdoms to the south are true, perhaps that's where Alfgar went. What do we say now? I think we go with the last option. None of that matters. Let's keep our thoughts on the fact that Skula indirectly attacked our clan. We should take this to Astrider and hear what she thinks. Right, she knows Skula a lot better than we do. Okay. Back to our mother. Did the man talk? What did you find out? Skula Skullcleaver is behind this. He's been working against us for months. Skula is the cause? Then it's worse than I thought. How? The Northmen have started settling in the Isles across the sea. Skula met the raiders there and convinced them we were easy pickings. And we were. This raid was our own fault. Our defenses are inadequate. Yeah, I agree with that. We'll deal with that later. If Skula is acting against us, do you know what that means? He'll try to get control of our clan from Sigurd the Ringer, that's the king, at the next Althing. That must be his ultimate plan, yes. This gives us almost a year to weaken us further in the eyes of the king, and nobody will help us against him. So this is the explanation for the timer. We have 1 year to prepare before this next, whatever the thing is, where the king probably just divides the lands he rules between strong leaders. And yeah, if we want to stay in control of our village, we have to prove that we are strong enough. So that's the whole problem with the timer. As she speaks, Astrid counts on her fingers. He holds great favor with the king, so we can expect no political protection. Further, Yelling is a large territory with many fine warriors, so we can't possibly face him in battle. Third, he all but controls trade with Kaupang, a route so profitable as to rival the trade from Saxony through Ribe. We have almost a year until the next Althing. There must be something we can do. So either we pretty much give up, or here we decide which way we try to build up our power. What we say here doesn't mean that we have to stick to that plan forever. But we have to, or I should at least somewhat decide what I want to do. And that's a question. I think I'll go with the last option. Money is always the best way how to make sure that you're safe. We need to build our own trade routes. School has Kaupang. We'll get the Isles across the sea. Oh, this is what happens. Okay. I didn't mention this before. Each of our followers has some traits. And based on our decisions, their morale either increases or decreases. Since we made a peaceful decision, then our peaceful followers gained morale because we decided to go the trading way. Greedy followers gained morale, but because we decided not to fight, our aggressive followers lost morale. And morale affects resistances of our followers, like physical resistance and mental resistance. So we really should try to keep everyone happy, and I'll have to be more careful with our decisions. Also, off camera, I'll probably check these traits, or maybe I can do it after this dialogue. We can check the traits of all our followers, and I'll have to try to remember them and base our decisions also on these traits. Oh, well, let's finish this conversation first. Everyone stops to consider the implications. Dark looks are exchanged, heavy with doubts and worry, but nobody appears able to come up with a compelling alternative. Finally, your mother sighs. I see no other option. Your first act as Thane will be to leave your clan just like your father. Nefia rolls her eyes so hard at Slifer, you can almost hear them strain in their sockets. Do you have anything to contribute other than more complaints about Alfgar? Do you have any rebuttal to offer better than... I know you are sworn to serve Aquarium, but if you are so afraid to leave, I'm sure you can convince your Thane to let you stay. A Slifer crosses his arms and shifts his weight impatiently. I'll follow if so ordered. In fact, I'll be glad to go. However, our duties lies here with the clan. There won't be a clan much longer if we don't do something to counter Skula. Think about the glory we might find across the sea, the treasure, the battles. We are not going for the glory, we are going to save the clan. I may not agree with your decision, but I respect your reasoning. I'm with you. Then we must begin to make the preparations immediately. We have 2 months until spring. So that's another timer. We have 2 months to prepare to leave the village, to go to the west, to both the Orkney and to Britain. And then after that we should have 10 more months to get whatever we need to save our rule over the village. You'll need a new ship and a real herd to crew it. Your Huskarls alone won't be enough. We need cargo to trade. If trade is what we are planning, okay, we should ask Thorfinn if he's up to the task of building a long ship. If I know Thorfinn at all, he's been dreaming of such task for a long time. What else? There are few fighting men left in the clan, and we must leave some to protect the village. Maybe you should consider asking Gunarr to join us. Are you mad? That is mad, but it might not be a bad idea. You saw him fight. We want a man like that on our side. But can we trust him? He's a brute, but if he'll swear filthy, he'll be our brute. Considering his present situation, I'm sure he can be won over. We'll give him a chance, but we need more crew than him. You'll need at least a crew of 10 for a longship. If you'll take my advice on this, go to the market in Rybe and make your plans public. Many have heard the stories of the bountiful coast. You should find no shortage of volunteers. We should bring trade goods, but what little wealth father left us was spent on the feast. I have an idea for that. What is this? Aggressive lost morale again? But I didn't have any choice. Or maybe I had. I actually could have skipped the conversation option. Okay, I have an idea for that. Nefia rubs the bridge of her nose. I'm sure I know what you're going to suggest. Remember Idis told us about the ancient grave of Funen, where they say a king and a queen were buried with all their wealth? The shieldman smiles. I knew it. If that's true, we could sell the loot and fill the whole ship with cargo. If that story were true, the grave would have been robbed generations ago. Let's at least talk to Idis about it and ask what she thinks. Okay, it's worth looking into. Okay, greedy followers gain morale. Good. It does sound whimsical, but Idis is wise and well grounded. Talking to her wouldn't hurt. Good, we've got a plan. Then begin the preparations, my son. I'll start pulling some strings so we can learn more about school's activities and plans. I'll hate to see you leave, but I know you'll do your father proud. Your brother and I will watch over the clan in your absence. So, that's the politics. Now we have some extra skill points. When we check the quests, you can see that we have more quests. Not all that's the guy we found on the farm, so we'll still have to do something about that. And here we have to get the people, get the ship, and then we have to find the grave and check if there are some, or if there is some loot. Also, maybe we can already start working on our village. If you want to read the details, then please pause the video. Okay, question is, we can improve farms. To get +4 prosperity, but I'd rather start with upgrade to palisades. For that we need 50 wood. Another problem is we need to start building as soon as possible. So I can't probably afford to wait until we find the wood somewhere. It might be best to just start building something so that we don't waste time. What is this? Prosperity, boots and valuables. I'd like to find something that is cheap but takes a long time to build. That would be the best starter. Farms are 4 days. They're pretty expensive. At least for what we have right now. Don't have that many options. 500 valuables and 500 valuables. The price is the same for everything. Okay, let's start with the farms. I'll probably read this one as well. Building upgrade takes time. Assign trolls to the upgrade to speed up construction. You'll never get your trolls back, but without them, you are unlikely to finish all upgrades before the game is over. Okay, so this is just telling us that we can speed things up. But right now, our problem isn't the time. Our problem are resources. It might be better to just give them 4 days. And like that, we give ourselves more time to get resources for the next project. And we save the trolls. Trolls are probably the most valuable resource. I'll use them later. Okay, I hope that I didn't make a mistake by spending the valuables. Now, how many points do we have? 17. I want to wait for 21 to get level 5 bow skill, that's for sure. Don't really care about the Hellstorm, but I want the extra accuracy and damage. Then, for Ketil, we have how much? We have 20 points. So we can get another level up for him, or another rank in the bow for him. Again, I don't really care about the fire arrow that much. I just want the damage and accuracy. A Slifer has 26 points. What is the rank 3 sword skill? Have a swing. Ignores the target's damage reduction. That might be useful against armored targets. And then we have a shield. First one is Brace. Basically just fixes the shield during combat, and this, well, a block chance can be quite important. Shield is impervious to damage. What's the rank 5? Shield bash. Pushes the target 1 hex away and applies the status effect knockdown. Physical resistance. That's the attribute that the game checks when it checks if the attack was successful. Unable to act, cannot block, base DR is 0. This looks pretty good. I think we want to get to shield rank 5 before the sword rank 5. Execute sounds good. Marks the target for a killing blow on the next turn, which will instantly dismember them if it deals any damage. But first, it takes 2 turns, and second, it has to hit. So if it gets blocked, it doesn't work. Kinda like, this is like another stun, basically. And this could be pretty useful against archers, the extra chance to block. I think I'll start it here. Now we need 15. I'll still get the sword rank 3 for attack that ignores damage reduction. That can be useful, but from now on I'll ignore, or after we get this, I'll ignore the sword and get to rank 5 shield. Okay, and for Nefia, she's 24 points. What's the rank 5 spear? Distract, neutralize the attack of opportunity of an enemy who is exactly 2 hexes away. Can be useful. It's not such a big deal. More important thing is that increase the damage this way. And we want to boost the damage as much as possible first. Okay, let's go for level 4. Let's check the gear, but I don't think that we have anything. We could use the caltrops. I just want to make sure that we have them available, just in case we can take the water. And that's probably all that we can equip. Okay. Let's get outside. And off camera, I'll check the whole village for items. Again, all the barrels, crates, and everything. It will take probably like 10 minutes to find them all, so I might as well do that off camera. Oh, someone new. Okay, let's do this one conversation. The witch's apprentice costs you outside your longhouse. I heard you're leaving. I want to join you. Why do you wish to join? She scratches her wrist. Do I really need a reason? Yes. She scratches her wrist. It's just time to leave, you know. I owe a lot to old Huda, but I've learned all I can from her, and I still don't know enough. I hear it's a big world out there. Well, we could use a healer with us, of course, so sure, I'll be glad to have you on board. She smiles, and it's a proper smile for once, showing teeth and everything. Thank you, I'll find someone to take care of Hulda while we are gone. Aslifer growls with barely contained displeasure. You are letting the poisoner join us? I was the one who had her poison you. If you are still angry about it, be angry at me. Oh, he lost morale. Cool. I think he lost morale for like a 4th time in this part already. He scolds at the young witch. I spent the whole night in the freezing outside, in the freezing outhouse because of her lies. Rosqua looks at her feet. Her voice is meek. I could have given you much worse things, you know. The warrior's stare spits fire. Okay, whatever. We have another member of our herd, and this will be all for this part. As I said, off camera I'll try to loot all the barrels and everything, and next part we'll probably have to talk to some more people. And we start working on all the new quests that we have. But well, this part is over, so I hope that you liked it. I hope that you're gonna join me for the next one again, and until then, have a good time. Bye bye.